Welcome to the Rebel Alliance. Hola. Howdy! Yeah, you're gonna have to bear with me when it comes to these introductions because so far I've been incapable of coming up with any kind of unique salutation for my platform here. So rolling the marbles around in the noggin, and I'll come up with something. Maybe if you've got some suggestions, I'll go with it. But just know for the time being, this is going to be a painful and very cringy process. And it's going to be a work in progress, so I appreciate you bearing with me on that. Today is November 17th, 2024. And I thought I would touch base on a really important topic, women's health. The current atmosphere regarding this specific topic is hot. It's hot. Now, keep in mind the beard. So pardon my addressing any one particular topic without like the most complete context here. I'm going to do my best. It's certainly not going to be the last time I'm going to talk about this issue. Then feel free to come at me in the comments, because if I get something wrong, hit me up. I mean, I love to learn new things, so feel free. But I wanted to go over how it baffles me that Donald Trump actually gained more support this cycle than he did the last cycle. And if you need a reminder, this man is an adjudicated rapist, okay? I don't worry right now about demonetization, so I'm just going to come out and say the word, so we can be completely aware of this. And going forward, it's not going to get any prettier, what I've got to say. So just a heads up. Not only that, but this man has bragged constantly about assaulting women in his life, calling it locker room talk. And frankly, the way he speaks about his own daughter is, I mean, for a lack of a more appropriate phrasing, fucking disgusting. But not only that, the man has always been taking victory laps recently around the country, bragging that he took down Roe v. Wade. Oh, people couldn't do it in 50 years. The dude's been just consistent about his pride. And this is ended decades of providing women medical treatment, their own personal dignities, and just the peace of mind knowing that their federal government's got their backs when things get dark in their own personal lives. And it's true that my daughter was born into a world with fewer rights than had she been born in my generation. And that one particularly stings. And I'll tell you why. It's not just that I'm a father of a daughter, but it's the way that this is currently affecting American women already. And I can already hear some of y'all in the comments or whatever saying, oh, they threw it to the states. They didn't take it away. And well, that may be technically true. It also undermines the turnkey laws in 41 states that immediately implemented the minute Roe versus Wade was overturned. I mean, in the immediate aftermath, some states already had laws ready to go. And trying to say that Republicans and conservatives specifically haven't been targeting women's health and reproductive rights is either really shitty gaslighting or just complete naivety on your part. I remember in the 1990s, conservatives were sending bombs in the mail to abortion clinics. They were killing doctors. I'll try and link below a report on the insane violence that was perpetrated on women's health clinics in the 80s and 90s. And this is nothing new. It sprang up in the 1970s when conservatives embraced evangelical doctrines and took it into a religious direction. The goal for years at this point has not only been to limit abortion access and women's health, but to also begin or outright forbid contraceptives, 100%. All of this is in the name of their own personal religious missions and goals. So now we have issues in states like Wisconsin, okay? Back on November 1st this year, state Supreme Court, let me lay this one out to you right quick if you're still unaware of how far back these lunatics want to go for the legal precedent. Republican District Attorney, I want to make sure I get this right, by the name of, a Republican District Attorney was represented by a gentleman by the name of Matthew Thome, I have no idea, who was asking the court to overturn a ban on abortion that was passed 175 years ago in 1849. The Justice, Janet Protasewicz, I think I'm saying that correctly, laid it out brilliantly, while also highlighting the remarkable cruelty in these decisions. She said to Mr. Thome, under your interpretation, these women could all be denied life-saving medical care, while the medical professionals who are charged with taking care of them are forced to sit idly by. She went on to say, this is the world gone mad. And honestly, I can't agree with her anymore. It's a strange world we live in. And while pressing the attorney on this position, she asked, under your interpretation of 940.04, there would not be an exception for sexual assault or rape, correct? He responded, I believe that is correct, unless it was necessary to save the life of the mother. But here's the problem. She continued to make sure he clarified his reasoning that there would be no exceptions to this ban, with the hypothetical, albeit very real challenges. And each time he reiterated his position that even if a 12-year-old was forced to carry her father's child, or if a young woman was assaulted, that they would not be able to get access to an abortion. But then followed it up with the very poignant observation that were she to seek and obtain an abortion, the doctor who performed it would serve more time in prison than the person who assaulted her. If you're interested, working in the emergency department, by the way, it was damn near a daily occurrence. We saw patients with ectopic pregnancies and other debilitating medical issues and emergent situations, life-threatening situations. It's not like a rare thing that occurs. Let me tell you, the pain that these women have to go through, it's some of the most heartbreaking things to witness in emergency medicine. The screams alone would make a lot of you shiver. And there's the other complications that can turn an otherwise healthy pregnancy into an intolerable affair. Pelvic inflammatory disease, PID, to what's called endometriosis, and a nightmare for anyone who has ever had to deal with that, my heart goes out to you. Holy hell. Endometriosis. I can't even describe the amount of pain these poor women go through. And there's no limit to the issues that could arise and make a woman's life miserable. But this isn't like an isolated incident either. And if you think abortion's the only thing that's on the chopping block, you've let people in your lives lie to you and manipulate you with fear. This September, the Senate blocked IVF bill, an IVF bill. Write down party lines, and I'm going to give you one wild guess to what party denied that. It was Republicans. And listen, I need you all to understand the logical fallacies and the attempts to derail the premise of this. They're not going to work, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now, Republicans, conservative Americans, they want to control women's access to their own health care. And I will mention it again because it really does leave me baffled that so many women specifically would vote in favor of this kind of world, especially as it is ushered in by Donald Trump and Matt Gaetz. But it isn't over. Ladies and fellow male allies, we have 2 years. 2 years to not only be the biggest pains in the ass that we can be together when it comes to these kinds of things, but we can also shed light on these problems for our fellow male counterparts who may not be aware of all of the issues and difficulties that women face right now. And we're going to have to engage and motivate each other to get enough good trouble going over the next couple of years. And I say 2 years because we have a midterm that we need to keep our gazes fixed upon. Because if we can have any chance during Donald Trump's term to control any sway whatsoever, it's going to be trying to flip that house. We have 2 years, okay? The only way that we can do this, the only way that we can really put our foot in the door is by focusing on that, okay? 2 years, midterms, Congress, people, House of Representatives. Like I said, this isn't going to be the last time I touch base on this topic. And I really appreciate you guys sticking in there with me. Because like I said, none of this is polished and I've never done this before. So thank you for hanging in there. Until next time, love you. Y'all take care of one another and stay decent.